kind of helps soak in all of the skincare products before I put on my makeup.
Oh my god, I see the arm. Do you know how exciting it is? Euphoria's Sydney Sweeney's Guide to Sensitive Skin. Euphoria is one of those TV shows that is it a TV show? Is it a Netflix show? It is one of the shows that I have been wanting to watch because I've heard their makeup looks are phenomenal, but I have not been able to yet. I would love recommendations. Like, do I continue watching true crime on YouTube, or should I be switching over to like Netflix or Hulu and watch Euphoria? Vote in the comments now! But today, it looks like one of the main actresses is Sydney Sweeney, and we're going to be reacting to her sensitive skincare routine. I am not a Euphoria makeup master, nor am I a actress, but I am a medical esthetician, and I'm here to analyze, scrutinize, and learn from this routine to see what are in these products. Is this a good routine for sensitive skin? And how do these products stack up for you who might be watching with sensitive skin, who's looking for something good that works, that doesn't make your face burn? Because nobody likes that.
Hey guys, it's Sydney Sweeney, and I am going to walk you through my skincare routine and my go-to soft glam makeup look. So, let's get started. I have really sensitive, horrible combination skin, and if I don't mix a exfoliant and a gel cleanser, my skin doesn't let makeup sit on my face. It continually just splits, and I have to redo my makeup throughout the day.
Whoa, what's going on? Let's define sensitive skin, because sensitive skin can mean different things for different people. I personally have dermatographia. It's a condition where if you touch my skin has this histemic reaction and basically kind of swells up or gets red. And erythema, this redness of the skin, is related to that. But at the same time, burn my face off, I'll be fine. Like, I don't feel pain. It's kind of a bad thing. It's probably a coping mechanism. But anyways, there are other people who speak about sensitive skin because their skin burns when anything touches it, or it's painful most of the time. And what Sydney's speaking about is that her makeup sounds like it splits. So I'm wondering, is she oily? What is it that she is describing as this sensitivity? Because if it is redness or if it is an allergy, that's definitely, you know, a sensitivity to a specific allergen. But I think that some people label themselves as having sensitive skin without actually having sensitive skin or kind of knowing what it is, because it could be different for different people, right? The fact that she's going to mix an exfoliating cleanser with a gel cleanser for every single day, is that something that is making the exfoliant more tolerable to her sensitive skin? Or is she saying that I'm sensitive and therefore I need to exfoliate more and I can't just get away with a regular gel cleanser? Like, we're like 33 seconds in and I don't know what is going on here.
It took me a while to actually find the cleansers that would work for me. I would watch as many videos, as many tutorials, and I finally actually in the last like year and a half found these two. So I kind of just mixed the two.
She's got good cleansing technique, and as you can see, she's getting a little bit red. Maybe that's what she means by sensitivity, and maybe she does have something going on here. And I love what she's speaking about of just the struggle of finding skincare that works for you. What works for one person and their skin doesn't mean it's gonna work for someone else. And that's why I'm such a huge advocate of turning and learning, so you can understand active ingredients and what's actually been medically or scientifically proven to work in what way. So if you're dealing with something like hyperpigmentation, you know what actives to look for. You're not just hoping that some influencer or that, you know, some marketing campaign with a pretty model is going to have the answers, or some, you know, Sephora consultant is going to know what's best for you. Looks like she's using the Caudalíe VinoClean Deep Cleansing Exfoliator. Caudalíe is quite overpriced in my opinion, but they do have a lot of good grape extract, so things like resveratrol, different flavonoids, etc. that are in their products. Let's see what's in this one, and for $35, it's actually not bad for Caudalíe. But we do have polylactic acid, so this is a chemical exfoliant, which we love to see. We've got some glycerin, so this looks to be a bit more hydrating, some grapefruit water. This does have fragrance in it, and depending on what her skin sensitivity is, I would just want her to be careful, because if she's sensitive to fragrance, this could trigger it. Overall, this isn't, you know, a physical exfoliant. It's not a St. Ives scrub. It looks like it's a lactic acid base. Not going to be spending my money on it today, but this doesn't look horrible. And the cleanser that she's mixing it with looks to be the Avène cleansing gel. Avène is a very well-loved brand, although I don't love their website because I just got hit like with 50 pop-ups. It looks like they're using their thermal spring water, which yes, they do sell in a can if you want some Overpriced water in a can. We do have zinc gluconate, which is great, especially for redness, which maybe she might be struggling with. It does say it has gentle surfactants. It does look like they have this comedoclastin sort of extract. This looks to be proprietary, and it's like a milk thistle for something with blemishes. And when you actually look at the marketing for this product, they're saying it's for oily skin. Now, when she was speaking about her makeup cracking, this also leads me to think that maybe she has oily skin and that's what's causing her makeup to crack. This also has fragrance in it, which for sensitive skin, depends on what you're sensitive to, but I don't love. This isn't horrible. The price is right, but there's not really anything in here that's amazing. Thing that's really blowing my mind. There's some citric acid, which I would just recommend another vitamin C cleanser. A really good and expensive one is the Jumiso cleanser. The best thing in here is probably the zinc sulfate for that oiliness, but instead, if she were asking me if she should spend $20 on this, I would actually point her to the Paula's Choice cleanser for oily skin. It's a really good one. It works really well, and it has more skin-loving, nourishing ingredients.
After I wash my face, I always put a serum on that kind of helps soak in all of the skincare products before I put on my makeup to protect my skin from the makeup.
Oh my god, I see The Ordinary! Do you know how exciting it is to see a celebrity use The Ordinary? Look, here's someone who's being upfront about her skin. She's honest about what she's gone through. She could probably afford all of the La Mer in the world, but is she using it? I mean, we haven't gotten through the entire routine yet, but hopefully not. This is an inexpensive but affordable option from The Ordinary. I love this one, and I understand I have a bias because it's one of my favorite products for my skin, but those who I recommend it to have also found great things from using it. And I just love that we see a celebrity who doesn't have to spend $500 on something to have gorgeous glowing skin. Again, is it genetics? Is it her skincare? I don't know, but I am pointing to the things that she's using and I'm saying this. Also notice that she did decide not to use a toner or an essence. You don't need a toner or an essence. You don't even need a serum, but I do love that she's using one. Serums are really great if you want actives to penetrate into the skin. And for $6, this one does that really well. This specifically is the hyaluronic acid at 2% plus B5 hydrating serum. We know that B5 as our panthenol. We love it. We also love hyaluronic acid because it is a humectant, so it can hold on to moisture and draw that into the skin. It sounds like she's sensitive and maybe a little bit oily, but I wonder if underneath she's actually dehydrated. You can be oily and dehydrated at the same time, which we've actually spoken about. But if she really loves this product, I would just say I'm so happy that it works for her. It doesn't cost $1 million. It's also got really good ingredients in here. And in addition to that B5 and sodium hyaluronate, it's also got glycerin, so very, very hydrating to the skin. And then it's got a red algae extract, so really good for antioxidants. For $6.80, like, you cannot beat this. I know it's a small amount, but it works well. And look at it, she enjoys putting it on and she's glowing. I'm a happy skincare big sister, okay? Okay. Did I tell you what happened to my vitamin B5 from The Ordinary? Did I tell you about how I left it in my car and it turned into a cow udder? Chego moo!
I use the SkinCeuticals C E Ferulic serum. Growing up, my skin was all over the place. I have really sensitive combination skin, and so I would break out in horrible cystic acne. It was to the point that I would beg my mom not to send me to school, and I was just super self-conscious, and it was hard finding products that worked for me, that didn't break me out, that didn't make me red, and it was kind of like this very long journey that I kind of just had to stay on board for and figure it all out. And I finally found products that work for me, even though I still do break out because my skin is sensitive and I work a lot, so I wear a lot of makeup. But being able to really focus on taking care of the skin and the products helps calm it all down.
Oh, do I relate? So when she's saying sensitive, she's talking about acne prone, breakout prone, this redness that she's speaking about. And she says she has combo, so there's probably areas of oiliness and of dryness. And oh my God, I remember begging my mom as well to stay home from school. I remember waking up almost 2.5 hours early just to put makeup on my face. And I would put all of this like bright colored eyeshadow on, and I would tease my hair like a scene kid because I wanted people to look at that and not my acne. It was horrible. And there were days that I would fake being sick just so that I didn't have to go to school. I would change in the bathrooms, in the locker rooms, instead of with the other girls or with the other kids, because I didn't want people to see my acne and the acne had taken over my body. Like, it was so bad, and I feel this, and I love that she's come to terms with it, and I love that she's found what works for her. What is shocking about this though is that a lot of these products are not necessarily anti-acne products. And you would think that if she's struggling with a lot of cystic acne, that she would be using more anti-acne products, but maybe that cystic acne was triggered by hormones or by something else, and it was just too much for skincare. And so there was something else, or food, you know, that was leading to that in her body with her balance. And therefore she doesn't need skincare if she's taking care of the other hormonal or other body issues. But I love that she's so open about that. Now, when it comes to the SkinCeuticals, at least it's not La Mer, okay? SkinCeuticals is a scientifically backed brand, and they have some good stuff. They're just so expensive. I have an expensive favorite from Perricone MD. I feel like it's better than the SkinCeuticals. It's the CCC serum. It's just better in my opinion at about the same price. But there are honestly so many dupes for the SkinCeuticals. There are so many better forms of the vitamin C or the C E Ferulic, but I just think it's, you know, a lot to spend that much money on something, especially if you're just getting into skincare and you're struggling with your skin and you don't know where to go. A lot of marketers and brands prey on that. They're like, oh, this person doesn't know what's going on. Let's sell them a really expensive thing because they think that expensive will be better because they've only been able to afford the less expensive stuff because they're trying to get their skin under control. And then you spend $200 on something, you're like, oh, it didn't work. It's the worst. So if it's working for her, then great. She's probably using the C E Ferulic for brightening or for any post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation marks. At least that's how the ingredients in this product would normally stack up and support skin. I would recommend quite a few other vitamin C serums. We've actually done an entire video on ranking vitamin C's that I would recommend instead. Hey, she probably has the money. If it makes her happy, her skin does look great. And speaking about where she came from and struggling so much to find what works for her, if you find something that works, continue with it regardless of what other people say. And yes, that includes your acne big sister who bitches about eye creams being overpriced moisturizers on the internet, right? Skincare is so subjective, and there are sweeping generalities that work for most people, but there's always going to be those outliers. And if you are an outlier, if you are a special little snowflake, we got to make sure you don't melt. Okay? Okay.
Next, I put eye cream on, and I actually just recently got into eye cream. So when I was in 10th grade, I tried to put toothpaste all over my face because I read somewhere that if you put toothpaste on your face, it would make your acne go away. And I had the worst reaction to that you could possibly have. And my zits were horrible to the point that I ended up putting band-aids all over my face, and I went to school like that. So don't try that if you have really sensitive skin.
Just a note, that may not have been an acne flare from the toothpaste. That may have been blisters. If she's sensitive and if she has a lot of allergies, again, I don't know her medical history, and unless she shares it with me, it's none of my fucking business, right? Unless she's using it to sell things to me. But I do know that many people have had negative reactions to toothpaste, and it can actually cause blistering on the skin depending on the ingredients in there. That is so scary. I'm so happy that she's okay. We have much better skincare. We don't need to use the toothpaste on the skin. Now, do you love how I just about eye creams being overpriced moisturizers and then she takes out an eye cream? Why does she need an eye cream? Her eyes look amazing. Is it because she uses the eye cream, or does she just not need one? Most moisturizers can be used in the under eye area. It looks like they didn't even link what eye cream she's using. So if anybody recognizes it, please tell me so we can look into it. But her under eye areas were glowing even before the eye cream, and I don't see a difference between the before and the after with the eye cream. She's gorgeous. I don't think she needs it. Don't waste your money. But if you feel good putting cream under your eyes, then more power to you.
Next, I'm gonna use this face cream. It is one of the only creams that I found that helps my skin keep makeup in place. I actually like using quite a nice, generous dab.
This cream concentrate is actually super popular. It's a good price at $16, and yeah, I've heard a lot of people use this for underneath makeup. And this is basically a less expensive, better version of things like your Vaseline, your petroleum jelly, even your La Mer in a twisted way, because La Mer is basically Vaseline, seaweed, panthenol. It's basically Nivea plus seaweed cream. But the main ingredient in here is water, our universal solvent. Then we have paraffinium liquidum. Again, this is what's in Nivea and what's in La Mer. We do have some triethanolamine, we do have some shea butter, some hydrolyzed soy protein. We do like this. The only thing that's in here that I'm not a super huge fan of for her is the perfume. Again, if she's super sensitive, it looks like, you know, her skin kind of gets red when she touches it a little bit. I would just be worried about fragrance for her, knowing that she's had such bad experiences in the past. But seeing as this is paraffinium liquidium, I mean, it depends on her combo skin. I feel like this would be better for the dry skinned days. Like if she just wanted to use straight up Vaseline at night and straight up like a vegan Vaseline like Solimo jelly, the CVS brand is also cruelty free. I feel like that would be so good. Or even the Dear Klairs. I think that one has fragrance, but that's good. The Pacifica vegan ceramide cream. I feel like that one would be amazing. I don't know how well that one holds onto makeup, but it's fragrance free. It has ceramides. Yeah, there's a lot that she could use, and I'm really glad that she likes this one. It's inexpensive, and you know what? It works.
So after that, I usually put sunscreen on. This is the only sunscreen that I found that doesn't break me out. I used to be terrified of sunscreen because it would just give me rashes. I would just break out everywhere on my body and on my face. And so I actually went years without using it. And I realized that that's not a good idea. Like a little dab.
Dude, I love her. First off, I'm so happy that she wears sunscreen. I love that she was open about not using it. And I've been there too, having acne. There were sunscreens that just broke me out and I wouldn't use them. I don't know how her skin experience has been, but I remember for me, the sunscreen would literally get in my open pimples and it would burn, like it would sting. It was so bad. And usually that's chemical/organic sunscreens. Usually the mineral/physical ones are better, but a lot of the mineral and physical ones can give you a white cast. Sunscreen was so difficult 10 years ago. We have such better formulas now. And this one by EltaMD is phenomenal. When I'm saying phenomenal, this one is phenomenal. For $37, it is worth every single penny. And this one is great for people who do struggle with acne. It has niacinamide in there, which can really help with regulating oil control, can help with a little bit of the dark spots or pigmentation, stops that pigmentation from being spread to other cells. And if you do get those like little brown or red or purple spots after pimples, this could be a great one. This also has lactic acid, not as an exfoliant, but to help this entire formula work and to help these ingredients penetrate. And this is a blend of chemical/organic and then inorganic/mineral filters. This is a really good one. I love this one. I'm so happy it works for her, and it is sheer. It is the Elta UV Clear one, and it's like made for acne prone skin. I love this one. I love her. I love what's happening on the screen.
I started only drinking water when I was about 13 years old, and it has helped me tremendously, especially now as I gotten older with my skin. I can tell if I'm drinking enough water or not. And if I'm not, my skin feels drier and duller, and when I drink more, it helps it glow and it's healthier.
I love that she's in tune with her body. Does anyone remember like searching the internet in like the 2008, 2009, and you would come across this random blog site? It was this girl with blonde hair, and she's like, if you just drink water for 30 days, your acne will clear. 3 days of this much water. And it was like a ridiculous amount, and it didn't work. I remember that. There was like this one website that was an ad, and it would constantly get shown to me. And in 2008, 2009 is when I was in aesthetics school and I didn't know better. And I would click on this ad repetitively, and I was like, how can she drink that much water? Like, how can she fit all that water in the body? Spoiler alert, I don't think you could. It was like 3 gallons of water. I'm like, you're going to dilute your electrolytes and die. At least now that's how I see it, right? Now, I will say I have a huge jug of water. I drink 2 of the 64-ounce ones. I get them from like a Summit brand, and they're this, you know, eco-friendly container. I drink 2 of those a day. So my hydration levels are good, you know, protecting that one kidney. But an excessive amount of water is not going to clear the skin. If that were the case, then anyone who drank water in the right amount wouldn't have acne, which is not the case. However, if you are chronically dehydrated, water can help your entire body, all of your organs. It helps everything function. It helps with peristalsis, getting all the stuff in your body moving right along. Water is essential to being healthy and happy, so you need to make sure that you have enough. Don't rely on it for clear skin, but you know, make sure that you're listening to your body. Make sure that you know when you're actually thirsty versus when you just have like an oral fixation versus when you want something sweet or salty. And the fact that she only drinks water and not like sodas or something or alcohol, really good for her. I am way guilty of drinking way too much coffee and kombucha and matcha, but I feel like those are like the less of like major evils. Like at least it's no longer those soda pops. Does anyone remember the Japanese 7-Ups, the Japanese sodas with the little ball that you had to press in? I used to drink those all the time, anytime I could get my hands on them. And you know, you have to enjoy life, you have to live a little, but be aware that, you know, sugar can cause cause a lot of damage in the skin and in the body. It depends on what type of sugar, if it's fructose or sucrose or maltose. There's many different types and they actually have different pathways within the body, but this is not a video on nutrition. This is a video on skincare. And when it comes to hers, how do we rank this? For a celebrity skincare routine, I'd give this like an 8 out of 10. It works for her. It's inexpensive. If I were to change this for her, there are 2 things I would do. Number 1, I would swap some of these things that have fragrance out for fragrance-free options. And then number 2, I would add one anti-acne product, maybe something that has like a vasoconstrictor and something for acne, that vasoconstriction for that redness. Again, I'm not a doctor. I do not diagnose. I don't think this is rosacea. It looks like a little bit of irritation, but could it be rosacea? Could it be some form of psoriasis? She said she had combo skin. I don't know. I'm not touching her face, nor am I reading her medical report. But I would want to add a product or 2 that actually helps with acne flare-ups, as well as with redness or with hyperpigmentation, just because it looks like she's already using some vitamin C. Again, I would swap both of those cleansers out for a vitamin C cleanser. I would give her maybe an exfoliating serum to use once or twice a week, like the new Peach and Lily one. It's really good. And then I would add something like the Dr. Sam's neutralizing gel. That's amazing because it helps with redness if she does have rosacea. It has azelaic acid and salicylic acid for acne. I feel like that'd be great for her. It's really gentle. And then keep using that sunscreen. This is such a good routine, but that's what I would do to make this a 10 out of 10 for her sensitive skin if she were to ask me. So I'm going to ask you to tickle the like button because it hasn't been tickled in quite a while. And make sure that you smash the subscribe button, just the way I like to smash sunscreen into my face on a daily basis. Always remember to stay hydrated and be beautiful both inside and out. I love you and I cannot wait to see you in this next video. Love you guys. Bye.